Hi everyone, so this is going to be Phoenix's 5-month update, and I can't believe that he's 5 months already. Time goes way too fast, and he is growing bigger and bigger and changing every single day, and I'm so blessed that I get to see it. So let me get right into it because last month's update was way too long. So this month he started solids. He had cereal, oatmeal, and pumpkin. And so far he is absolutely loving his pumpkin. He enjoyed his cereal and his oatmeal. And I posted a video on that. If you want to go see it, I'll leave it linked below. And he just loves eating. Like, it's amazing. Every day the difference I see in him, like, you know, from the beginning when you would put it in his mouth to now that he sees the spoon and he opens his mouth, or if like I take too long to get the next spoon, he's like complaining and just wants to eat it. So it's definitely very nice to see the different changes in him and him eating the different things. And he turned 5 months yesterday, so he's 5 months and 1 day. And this month he got his 4-month shots. He got them a little late, like a week or two ago, because he had the flu and he also had a UTI. So we had to get an ultrasound of his kidneys, and we had to do this other very invasive test that he did so awesome. He didn't cry or anything, and it turned out that his kidneys are fine. Everything's fine. They don't know what caused the UTI, but everything seems fine. We had to get it done because we had to make sure it wasn't backing up into his kidneys, and my mom passed from renal failure, so it's just anytime anything was mentioned with kidneys, you know, it's a red flag for me. So I just wanted to be sure that everything was fine with him, and everything was great. This month he found his feet. And look, I just noticed it's kicked off his sock. Where's your sock? He must have just did that. He found his feet and he loves his feet. He grabs them, he tries to bring them towards his mouth. He pulls off his socks as he did now. That he does a lot. He's always like pulling at his sock and he takes it off, and then he kind of surprises himself. He's like, I got it off, and then he tries to put it in his mouth and all that. He's laughing all the time. If you see my weekly updates, there's always a clip of him cracking up because he just, I don't know, he laughs so much. His laugh is contagious. So once he starts laughing, all of us start laughing, and us laughing makes him laugh even more. So it's just a non-stop laughing. He sleeps flat now. Like before, I used to have to put him on the boppy because he would just not sleep flat. Like, he was very uncomfortable. He didn't like it. But a couple weeks ago, I started trying just leaving him flat, and he does good now. He doesn't mind being flat, because I guess since he can move more, he doesn't have a problem with it now. He's almost rolling over. Every day he seesaws a little more. I think maybe in the next month he might do it. I'm not too sure, but he's definitely trying more and more. But he still hasn't rolled from his stomach to his back. So now now from his back to his stomach, I think he's gonna do that one first. I put him on tummy time, but not as often as before. He doesn't like it too much. It depends what time of day it is or what's going on. You know, it depends what kind of mood he's in. I kind of know when, and he spits up often, so it's like after he eats, I need to have him like not even sitting like this. I have to have him kind of, you know, relaxed for a while, and it's kind of hard now because he just wants to sit right up. He doesn't want to he wants to sit right away, and then when I sit him up like this, he'll spit up right away. So it's kind of hard to get him, you know, to kind of relax so that his food doesn't come up right away. Yeah, and he talks so much, especially to my husband. I don't know what it is, but my husband just looks at him and he starts laughing and he starts talking to him, and like he loves when you talk to him, and he loves like when my husband makes him laugh and stuff. But it's like with my husband more than anybody else that he's like just loves talking and interacting with him. But we have conversations every morning. It's so amazing that now he grabs his toys. Like, I'll give him a toy, like I, you know, go like this to him, and he'll grab it. Like, he goes to grab it. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't have to put it in his hand anymore. He just goes to grab it. Or if he's laying down on his mat and his toys are next to him and they're in his reach, he will grab it. Or if he's sitting and it's, you know, next to him somewhere, he'll just grab it and switch it from hand to hand. Like, his motor skills are like developing so much, and it's so amazing to see it, because it's like he could barely, you know, grab anything before. I had to put it in his hand and he didn't know what to do with it, and now he'll just, you know, grabs it and lets go of it as he pleases. So that's really amazing to see. He sits up a lot by himself. In the last few days, he's actually done a lot longer. Like, when I'm changing him on his changing pad and I'm putting like his clothes on, I'll sit him up, and as I'm brushing his hair, like, I don't hold on to him, and he stays there for a while. He even does this rocking back and forth motion while he's sitting, and he doesn't fall to the side for a while. So he's definitely got the sitting alone thing. I think in the next few weeks, or by his next update, he'll definitely be sitting by himself, which I'm looking forward to, because then he can sit on the floor, and if he wants to lay back down, he can. If he sit up, he can. Like, I can't wait till I'm not ready for him to be crawling and moving all over the place yet, but I'm ready for him. What? What are you telling them? But I'm ready for him to be able to do things more on his own. Like, if he wants to sit down, if he wants to sit up, if he wants to, you know, I'm ready for that for him, because I feel like he gets bored easily, and I constantly have to be moving him around. But I feel like once he can sit up better, he'll have more control of what he does, and it's easier than trying to read what he wants to do. He holds his bottle more, but he's definitely not doing it totally by himself yet. I think he's getting the idea a little bit more of what he's doing, but I still don't think he really knows what exactly he's doing. He'll hold it here, and he puts his hands on it right away still, but he obviously doesn't know how to tilt it up. But I'll tilt it up for him, and he'll hold it there for a little bit and then let go. But I don't think he's going to be grabbing it by himself fully for a while. But he's definitely starting to do it, which is pretty cool. He's size 3 in diapers. I'm using the last of his 2s, and I'm pushing it, because it's like I'm constantly changing him, because I want to make sure it doesn't go through, because they're kind of snug on him. But so I put on 3s for bed, and, you know, make sure I'm just trying to use up the last of the 2s. I think I have like 5 left. His clothes, he still fits into 3s, but it depends which brand and what kind of size 3. But he's definitely fits better into 3 to 6, and then 6 months by itself, they're still a little big on him. Like, these are 6 months, and you see how they're kind of, but I mean, he can still wear it, but they're still, like, you know, a little big. But there's a good amount of his size 3 stuff that I'm still using on him. A lot of the shirts I use as his undershirts. He is drinking 4 ounces every 3 to 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours. He sometimes has longer stretches. He's definitely doing much better with his eating, but he won't drink more than 4 ounces. His last bottle of the night, I try to give him a little bit more, and he'll drink a little bit, but it depends. You know, it depends. Sometimes he's so tired that he'll just fall asleep. So he's still just at 4 ounces. He's still drinking breast milk, but at the last bottle of the night, I give him a formula bottle, and in his oatmeal or his cereal, I give him formula instead of breast milk. I'm just not producing enough to give him, you know, to use it and all that. So what I do is, in the morning, I give him, let's say it's pumpkin. I'll give him pumpkin around 12, and then around 8:15, I give him cereal. So that's when I start using the formula in the cereal, and then the rest of it goes for his nighttime bottle. So I'll make like 6 ounces, I'll use some in the cereal, and the rest he'll drink. So he can drink like 4 or 5 ounces sometimes. He is, last time I checked, he was 16 pounds. I think he's probably around that same. I wanted to try to weigh him today with me, but I mean, that's not as accurate, but I mean, just to get a close call, but I forgot to do it before the video, so I'll put it down in the description bar. But the last time, which was like 2 weeks ago probably, he was like 16 pounds, so I don't think he's too much more than that. He's definitely having signs of teething. Everything goes in his mouth. The other day he was super fussy, but part of me thinks that it might have been a growth spurt. But part of me, like, so it's like here and there. He has his days where it looks like his mouth is bothering him, but I don't see anything. So um, I'm not looking forward to his teeth coming out because I can't see him in that pain, but I'm ready for it. And that day we had like a little insight on what it would be like, and it wasn't pleasant. But I'm ready to try to get him as comfortable as possible. But I do think he went through a little growth spurt a couple weeks ago because a friend of mine, her daughter and him are a week apart, and she was going through like the same thing, and we read up and it said that they're going through a growth spurt around this time, so we think that's what it was. He is pinching all the time now. Like, I know it's just a reflex or just him grabbing, but he gets so excited. Like, I'll carry him up here. He gets so excited and he just digs his hand into me and like grabs my hair, and like it's like he gets so excited and like he grabs onto everything. I have like scratches on my hand because his nails grow like overnight. It's like my husband cuts them because I don't dare cut them, but my husband cuts them all the time, and they just, it's like before we know it, he scratches himself up or he scratches me, and it's like, oh my god, we have to cut them again. Like, he has a scratch on his nose. You can't see it with the glare, but he scratched himself, and he scared me because he had like a little tiny scratch, and I guess he scratched it more, and there was like blood all over his nose. I'm like, what is that? But it was just that he like opened it or whatever. So I'm constantly have to cut his nails because they grow like this, and he scratches and pinches me all the time. He rubs his eyes when he's sleepy. He's been doing that for like 2 months now. I don't know if I've said it, but he rubs his eyes when he's sleepy. And as for sleeping, he's still not sleeping through the night, but he's getting better. I'm starting a routine with him where I said before at 8 he eats his cereal, then we have like reading time and winding down time for like an hour, and then like around 9:15 I will give him his bath, and then after his bath, as soon as I put him on the changing mat to get him dressed, I put on his nighttime music, and that's when he starts, getting tired and stuff. And then I put him in his pajamas, and it's like as soon as I start zipping up his pajamas, starts like, okay, give me my bottle. Like, he knows it's coming. So I give him the bottle, he falls asleep, and for 2 nights we had 6-hour stretches. It was awesome. But then the third night, it was like 4 hours. So what I do is I try to get him to at least between 5 and 6 hours. So when he does wake up before then, like if he wakes up at 4 or 3 hours, I just rock him. I don't feed him. I just rock him back to sleep, because the first night I stopped, because normally I always feed him. The first night I didn't. He was fine. I just rocked him and literally 5 minutes he was asleep. So I noticed that he no longer needs that nighttime feeding. So I just have to rock him and get him back to sleep, which is a little hard because if I'm asleep, it's hard because you have to wake up to just rock them, and it's just so much easier to feed them. So I've been getting better. I try to stay awake. I put him down like at 9:30. I try to stay awake a little bit to see if he gets up. So if I'm awake, it's so much easier to rock him and get him back down and not give in and give him his milk. So I mean, we're doing better. It definitely doesn't. He goes like for 4 to 6 hours, and then I'll feed him, and then he's up again in 3 to 4 hours. So I mean, we're progressing, and either I'm just adapting to not sleeping, or just getting used to it. I mean, I'm just, adapting to not sleeping. I'm just getting used to it because some days it's harder than the other. But so sometimes I try to nap with him, but it's not always possible, because his naps are becoming shorter and shorter, and he's awake a lot more throughout the day. We go out, he still falls asleep mostly, but the other day we went out to IHOP and he got super fussy. I had to take him out of his car seat, and that was probably the first time we went anywhere to eat that I had to take him out of his car seat, because normally he's fine. He doesn't mind being in his car seat, and he's fine in it, or he's asleep, or he'll wake up and he's fine. But that day he was like, no, get me out of this car seat. So I'm starting to realize things are changing. I think that's it for his 5-month update. I can't believe next month he's going to be half a year old. But we will see you guys. We will see you guys in our next month update, and make sure you go watch our weekly updates of him and all his cuteness, right? And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment below. Bye. Say bye. Bye-bye. He's sleepy.